Hello everybody, it's MrScaryMuffin and we are in the week 8 of DSGL, and again it's still Highlander. I'm trying to do a little trick jump here as a heavy. Oh, come on. I got this. Got there. Get there. Oh, so close. You can stand on that lamp if you jump from there to there and then onto there. Anyways, the map this week is going to be Swiftwater, and the version we're using is Final RC. It's not the newest and it's not the oldest, but it's going to be pretty good. Sorry if the volume's a little bit loud. A little bit louder than what I normally do it. Let me just turn it down a bit. Much better. Okay, so yeah. Going through this map is actually a really big, wide, open map, looking at it right now. And there's a lot of things that people can do here, and it's one of those maps that's fairly new, and a lot of people haven't really figured it out too much yet. I'll take a look right now. Let's talk about defense-wise first, and then we'll go into offense-wise. I'm just going to have to cap this first point so we can get a little bit of time. Early on, I've seen a lot of people put sentries for defense right over there. And at the very least, they put their dispenser over there. That way the medic and other people can get the dispenser and healed up. And that's usually one of the cases. Devilman usually stands there. Sniper, of course, is going to be inside the house, sniping down, or maybe all the way far back. Pyro will be near the sentry gun. If you don't want to put the sentry back over there, I always really like sentries there or there. Of course, if you put the sentry here, only guard the cart. If you put the sentry over here, you can get snipe, you can get rocket down, but you can also wrangle out this way. The main reason why a lot of people put a sentry here, usually they can only get up to level 2 by the time they focus more on the dispenser, is to prevent jumpers from coming on in. Because a lot of times what's going to happen is that the offense is going to come out, and the soldier and the demo, they're going to just jump right away into that area and try to attack the medic who's going to be hiding behind this fence area, because you want to try to stop that cart from advancing as much as possible. So the medic's going to be here healing the heavy, the pyro's going to be around, demo's going to be spamming, soldier's going to be roaming, sniper of course is going to be up here sniping. Sniper no sniping. You can really get a good view into both exits this way, and you just kind of rotate a little bit, you get the other exit over there, and it's really hard for people to get anti-snipes over there as well. And this door doesn't open until I capture the first point, but the Devilman can sticky the door, and he can just keep an eye through the gap, and then he can see it, and he just sticky again. It's a lot of good traps for Devilman. This little pit area is probably where offensive spies will run through a lot of times, so that's one reason maybe a sniper back over here looking over the area would be okay, and you can spot to see if there's a spy coming, but the spy will probably come around and try to get the sniper this way as well. Yeah, defense-wise, that's pretty much the first point. It's really hard to hold, it tends to be, because the offense is going to be respawning a lot faster. They're going to be coming up pretty hard. It's very hard to get a good teleporter up in time. In fact, a lot of people, the engineer, for example, usually sets a reverse teleporter. So the entrance would be here, and then the exit for the teleporter would be all the way over here. And that way, when he gets jumped, if he loses the sentry, he can actually pull back his level 3 dispenser into the teleporter and just drop it off here and build up the sentry gun over inside this area. And this area right here, this choke, is extremely good to hold. It's really, like, this is a really great place for defense to hang out and just hold that choke. When you capture that first point, there is this back route for the team to take. Snipers can, of course, peek out here. Soldiers, demos can spam down here. Everybody else can rush down this way and try to go behind the people. But if you have, like, a demo man and a soldier just guarding that entrance, and then you have the rest of the whole frickin' team over here, then it's going to be pretty hard to bust through this area. This is probably going to be one of the hardest holds ever. And instead of trying to prevent people in that first point area, really the defense should have in mind to constantly fall back into that area so that they can hold that area, because that is going to be the biggest time waster of all. And then even after you lose this area, it's going to be hard to push through this garage area, but it does give the offense opportunity to access this way as well. And there's a couple sentry placements you can do here. If you put a sentry over here, you can watch the windows a little bit, watch people coming in. The newer versions of the map has this area opened up, and you can place a sentry there and wrangle it. But, I mean, this player works almost the same way. It's just that the windows can shoot out. Whoops, I fell down. I'm not a very good scout. A lot of times I have seen people put sentries over here, and that watches pretty much all the entrances. The engineer can get sniped though, but if you have somebody, again, somebody guarding that part, then that would keep people off the engineer, and that'll be pretty good. I mean, enemy snipers will be over there. They'll probably try to push Uber out through that door. That's usually typical. Very rarely they'll push Uber through there because they have to get through sticky traps and stuff first. On defense, you can have your sniper standing up here shooting. He can also hide behind this box and shoot, and that'll hide him a little bit. It gives him a little bit more room to just rotate without getting sniped in return. Spy is going to be really important to push this point because the spy can get behind really easily. There's just so many entrances that the spy can take. If the team manages to get a nice Uber push coming in with the entire team, can get the cart over, they will get access to this area over here, which allows them pretty much to spam down from multiple different places. They can take this high ground. Of course, the defense can get the high ground from over here. It's not going to work out that well just because there's so many ways for the offense to come on in. This point is particularly really hard to hold, and it's one of the points where the defense really shouldn't focus too much on. They'll do what they can, but there's just way too many options for the offense to spam and attack. And with just one sentry, one medic, one heavy, it's going to be really difficult to hold this area. Sentry gun wise, I think putting a sentry upstairs is a good idea. I don't know. It's hard to guard this door unless you have somebody doing that for you. Really, for this matchup is going to be who can support their sentry gun the best, really. Supporting sentry gun is very important. Once this capture is gone by offense, they're going to get their spawns here, so pretty much, unless the team can spawn camp a little bit, there's no real options. I mean, they can even take the side entrance, and a sniper is going to be sniping down this hallway. The defense will probably have a soldier in here guarding Wrangle's sentry from this area right here. It's extremely powerful. Defensive sniper on this roof area right here is really great because you can just duck under whenever you're in trouble, and you can always just jump down and grab ammo. There's ammo and stuff like that here if you need it, but you can shoot people over here. This is actually a really great spot for snipers. And then the rest of the team, Demo is going to be spamming here, Pyro is going to be spot checking, Heavy is going to be stopping people. Basically, you want to... This is a very choky area, and this is a really good place to hold as well. It's a really choky area. As long as you have somebody holding that house, this area should be relatively easy to hold. It's really hard for anybody to push in. I also seen sentry guns go on top of this house here, and that's a pretty good spot. It's a little closer, and it's harder for them to edge it just because you have your entire team guarding it. Yeah, like always, when you're on offense, you want to have at least ×3 on the cart. That way, it moves at a really good pace. Just always say cart. It should be the scout and engineer again. The engineer can use short circuit and eliminate projectile spam coming in, which is why engineer is probably the best pushing class. Once he gets a teleporter up, gets this dispenser down somewhere, maybe put up a mini sentry. But in reality, like engineer pushing with short circuit, it's going to be like the best bet ever. Yeah, pushing up this part is going to be pretty hard too. Sniper's going to be sniping. This is an area that's also really difficult to push into. And last is actually pretty easy to push in a competitive setting just because the teams will be focused together. They'll be able to push in at the same time. More often than not, we'll see people setting up the Uber upstairs here. There might be 1 or 2 people down there, but most of the time Uber is going to be set up around here because this is a really easy area to take with a couple of people, and it's really hard for people to defend this area because if they focus too much defense there, then they can't really focus defense down here and in this room as well, which is where a lot of people will be. But Uber push is coming out through this door, coming out this way. It's going to be really good. People can try pushing out through this area. I don't know, pushing out through here is going to be really hard. You run the risk of getting sniped as you cross these windows, and you run the risk of getting spammed as well. Oops, the car's moving back.
We pushing this thing or what?
In terms of sentry placement for the final defense, I would say there's not many good spots. Like right here, we'll let you watch it. You can just dump a sentry here and wrangle it. That's going to be really hard though, however, to stop spam from coming in. You can always put one over here, just trying to shoot. But in reality, what you want to do as an engineer is you want to have your team push out with Uber, clear out this area, and get your sentry back over here, and make people's lives very difficult coming back up this area. Like re-choke the thing. Basically is the goal of the defense, because guarding this last area, being pushed back on your heels, is extremely difficult, and you want to be closer than that. And that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm MrScaryMuffin. We're gonna have some good games. First game again is on Thursday at 8 o'clock.